The clock ticked into the 88th minute, and tension was at its breaking point. Then, out of nowhere, Moisés Caicedo unleashed a thunderbolt, a strike so unstoppable that even Garnacho's stunned reaction said it all. That goal was pure madness. In that instant, the £115 million Chelsea spent to pry him away from Brighton suddenly felt like a bargain. Anyone who ever doubted the fee only needed to watch what he produced against Brentford to be silenced once and for all. In that 2-2 draw, Kaisedo was the heartbeat of Chelsea's midfield. He scored, touched the ball 88 times, completed 62 passes, won 7 duels, made 4 interceptions, and executed 4 perfect tackles. To top it off, he registered a flawless 100% success rate in long passes and aerial deliveries. It was a statement. Chelsea had secured a midfielder capable of changing games, combining defensive solidity with match-defining brilliance. His presence has brought a balance Chelsea had long been searching for. In moments of deadlock, the Blues are no longer reliant solely on Cole Palmer for inspiration. Now they have a weapon right in the center circle. That thunderous strike against Brentford wasn't just a goal to put Chelsea ahead. It was a declaration that Kaisedo is far more than a ball-winning destroyer. He reads the game in an instant, positions himself with intelligence, and strikes with conviction, qualities only the very best defensive midfielders possess. And there was something poetic about the night. Both of the Premier League's finest holding midfielders put on a show. While Martin Zubimendi was pulling the strings for Arsenal and firing home twice, including a stunning volley, Kaisedo answered in kind. He showed he too can do it all: recover, distribute, and when the moment calls, unleash a rocket into the back of the net. But Kaisedo's brilliance isn't confined to Stamford Bridge. On the international stage, he has become the heartbeat of Ecuador. Over the past 2 years, this national team has quietly built one of the most formidable defenses in world football, conceding just 5 goals across the entire South American qualifying campaign, a record that even Brazil and Argentina looked at with caution. At the center of that system stands Kaisedo, the quiet leader, the man orchestrating movements, shielding his center-backs, and sparking nearly every escape from the press. All Ecuador are missing is a truly clinical striker, and if they find one, they could arrive at the next World Cup as genuine contenders. What makes Kaisedo so special is his ability to bridge 2 worlds: the relentless intensity of the Premier League and the tactical discipline of international football. He carries the speed, energy, and pressing demands of English football into the Ecuadorian setup, while sharpening his composure and intelligence in the high-stakes, chess-like battles of international play, and then brings those lessons back to Chelsea. That constant exchange has shaped a more complete version of Kaisedo after every international break. It's why his form so rarely dips. In fact, the more he plays, the more refined he becomes. Picking the right passes, anticipating opponents' movements, and keeping his composure when the pressure is at its peak. On social media, a graphic has gone viral. Across his last 30 games for both club and country, Kaisedo has barely registered a single poor performance. Match after match, he has delivered, whether in Chelsea blue or Ecuador yellow. Since arriving in London, he has consistently scored ratings above 8, often even touching 8.6. A level of stability you almost never see in a defensive midfielder. And yet, he's not just about control and rhythm. Kaisedo has shown he can explode when needed, with crunching tackles, pinpoint switches of play, and of course, thunderbolts like the one he unleashed against Brentford. After a rocky start that drew plenty of skepticism, Kaisedo is now emerging as the very symbol of reliability, rarely making mistakes, almost never losing possession in dangerous areas, and consistently dominating duels. That consistency explains why Enzo Maresca and his teammates trust him unconditionally. Look at his numbers, look at his performances, and it becomes clear why Chelsea spent £115 million. It wasn't a gamble. It was an investment in a cornerstone, a player who ensures the entire team maintains its level week after week. If modern football needed a definition for the term complete midfielder, Kaisedo's name would be at the top of the list. He doesn't just win battles, he brings fluidity to Chelsea's entire build-up. His presence also unlocks those around him. Enzo Fernandez, Cole Palmer, and the new arrivals in Chelsea's attack are now free to express themselves more creatively, knowing Kaisedo is the one anchoring the storm. Most importantly, he gives Chelsea fans the feeling they are witnessing the rise of a true midfield general. At just 23 years of age, he already carries the maturity of a veteran and the explosiveness of youth. Watching Kaisedo dictate the tempo of games makes it clear that £115 million fee wasn't just for a player. It was for the future of Chelsea's entire tactical system. And the story doesn't end there. If Ecuador continue to build on their defensive foundation, and if Chelsea keep placing their trust in him, Moisés Caicedo could go even further, becoming the new face of what a modern midfielder should be: intelligent, relentless, and fearless enough to stand tall in the fiercest storms of elite football. Watching what Moisés Caicedo is producing week after week, it's no wonder managers, former players, and teammates alike speak of him with such admiration. Enzo Maresca put it simply, "Moi is a fantastic player, not just because of him, but also because he is making the rest better." Former pro Nedum Onuoha was even more direct. "He is Chelsea's engine, and when he is performing well, you see the best version of them." And Frank Lampard didn't hold back either. We have to talk about Kaisedo. He is a masterpiece in midfield, a £115 million player worth every penny. Inside the dressing room, the respect is just as clear. Romeo Lavia calls his Ecuadorian teammate a Rolls-Royce in Chelsea's midfield, while Levi Colwill admitted, "Even when I know I have made a mistake, I have always known he is there to cover me in midfield." These aren't just compliments. They are confirmations of his true value. Chelsea didn't spend £115 million on a soulless ball winner. They invested in a silent conductor, a player who keeps the entire orchestra of the team in rhythm. With Cole Palmer only just returning from injury, the weight on Kaisedo's shoulders has grown heavier than ever. He has had to go beyond the traditional destroyer role, winning the ball back, protecting the back line, and instantly setting up transitions for those tasked with replacing Palmer's creativity. What sets Kaisedo apart is his ability to merge two responsibilities that are usually separated: active defending and progressive playmaking. He reads the game early, intercepts danger before it develops, then immediately finds the escape route under pressure. Without Palmer, that becomes even more vital, as Chelsea lack a natural creator. Kaisedo won't deliver assists like Palmer, but he compensates with tempo, circulating possession with intelligence, giving Chelsea's attackers space and time to breathe. With his stamina, tactical awareness, and tireless cover, Moisés Caicedo has become more than just a signing. He is the irreplaceable piece in Enzo Maresca's system, the one who allows Chelsea to function, to compete, and to dream. At the final whistle, Kaisedo wrapped his arms around Reece James and pointed to the Chelsea badge, a gesture that spoke louder than words. It was his way of saying, "This is my home, and I will give everything for it." When Chelsea signed him on a record-breaking deal, many wondered whether a long-term contract would dull his hunger. But reality has proven the opposite. If Kaisedo keeps performing at this level, that fee of over £100 million, once called crazy, will stand as a price fully justified by his stature. Look across the transfer market and you realize just how rare a midfielder like him is. Top clubs everywhere struggle to find a true number 6 who can win the ball, circulate it smoothly, and still have the nerve to dictate games under pressure. That's what makes Kaisedo Chelsea's priceless gem, a black diamond, resilient, unbreakable, and of unmatched value. He doesn't just fill a gap in midfield, he provides the very foundation for the entire team to play with confidence, to embrace a high-intensity style, and to execute with precision on every blade of grass. With Kaisedo, Chelsea don't just have a midfielder. They have a guardian, a leader, and perhaps the very cornerstone of their future.